One of the most important skills we develop as a guitarist is the ability to name each and every note on the neck of the guitar with an exact letter name. These names are derived from the master scale of music, the 12-note chromatic scale. One fact concerning the chromatic scale that immediately gets our attention is that the notes B and C, and also the notes E and F, are separated from each other by 1/2 step. The rest of the notes of the chromatic scale are separated from one another by 1 whole step. In other words, they have a black key between them. These black keys are called flats and sharps. If we want to apply the chromatic scale to the guitar, it's best by studying one string at a time, as the frets of the guitar are in a direct 1-to-1 correspondence with the notes of a chromatic scale. Each fret is like a key on the keyboard. We start out by knowing the name of the open string. Let's take string 5, the one we call open A. Since the open note, the unfretted note, is an A note, the first fret of the A string is home to the note called A sharp. This exact same note is also called B flat, as you can clearly see. Since A sharp and B flat are synonymous, they are called enharmonic spellings. Following the same line of thinking, fret 2 is home to B natural, and fret 3 is where we would find a C natural note. Remember, you would not call this note B sharp because there is no flat sharp key between the notes B and C. As we continue to follow this line of thinking, we can see the exact letter name for each and every note on string 5. My way of remembering the names of these notes and working with these notes is to use the position markers that most guitars come equipped with from the factory. These marks, or dots, always appear on frets 3, 5, 7, and 12. The 12th fret being exactly 1 octave higher than the open string. Therefore, it shares a letter name with that open string. For purposes of visualizing and memorizing, I think of frets 3, 5, 7, and 12 as important landmarks or navigational tools for me to use in my playing. That's why I like to shade in these frets in my lesson plans and educational material. It's my basic system of being able to see the whole guitar neck and simplifying something that seems difficult. So, when I think of string 5, what I think of is the open note and the names of the notes which share a fret with the guitar's standard position markers. In this case, it's A, C, D, and E. Let's face it, the notes A, C, D, and E are constantly being used in pop, rock, and blues music. They represent common keys, so I like to make a little mental note where these common and well-used notes are located on the bass strings of my guitar. The idea is if I know where the root note of a scale or chord is located, then I know I can move that scale or chord based on the name and location of the root note. Let's take, for example, the classic fingering pattern for a C major scale. As a guitarist, you will think of that scale in relation to its lowest pitched root note, in this case, C, located on the 3rd fret of string 5. Therefore, this scale pattern is classified as a root 5 scale. If I were to take that root note and move it up to D, transposing it up one whole step, I could apply the same pattern I used to play a C major scale to play a D major scale, transposing the entire scale up one whole step and arriving at a new key. So when we moved the D note one fret up higher in pitch, he took all of his friends with him. He took all the rest of the notes with him. This is called a movable scale pattern. I could easily transpose that scale pattern to the keys of E and F and G, or for that matter any key, as long as I know the name and location of the lowest pitched root note. This is called root 5 thinking. If I apply the same principles of thought to the low E string, you can see the name and location of each and every note on string 6, low E. And here, of course, are my navigational points, my landmarks, located on frets 3, 5, 7, and 12. Here, you see the classic well-known fingering pattern for the G major scale. Notice that the lowest pitched root note of that G major scale is located on the 3rd fret of string 6. Naturally then, this would be classified as a root 6 scale. Using the same exact thinking that we applied to the C major scale, the root 5 scale, we can easily transpose this root 6 G major scale pattern to any key, such as A, B, C, and so on. In this video, I have outlined root 6 and root 5 thinking, the industry standard system first learned and probably still in use by most of our guitar heroes.